Got the car back in the workshop here now. I've been driving it for the last couple of months, or weeks, however long it's been. Very infrequently. We've been pretty much flat out on the farm, cutting corn, etc., ploughing. So I haven't had much chance to do anything to it. It's pretty much been parked up in here, other than the occasional drive. But it's really back in here again now to sort of take the engine out again, because really I pretty much hit the limit of the several different issues with the standard head. Basically collapsing the hydraulic lifters with too many RPMs. The head is flowed, and like seriously, the exhaust ports on it are like the size of your finger, standard, to keep gas flow up for sort of a standard turbo. So I want to get that wet ported out, and at the same time sort a few other issues out as well. Possibly even put some bigger valves in it, and get the cams reground to sort of suit solid lifters and maybe a bit more lift at the same time. It's just a general head overhaul really, because at the minute we're pretty much stuck. We can't really go over 30 psi because the valves float, which obviously I need stiffer springs as well at the same time. So we're kind of restricted to about 25 psi, which is what it's been running, which is going pretty good, but obviously it's kind of underachieving, so it's basically time to rip it all apart again, get the head sorted out. I've got some other bits and pieces. I've got a different VNT to go on, because if you sit down and do the maths with the compressor maps, etc., that one that's on there at the moment is basically going to become a restriction before I want it to, basically. So I've got another one to go there, which is slightly larger, 3rd gen VNT. So that's going to go on at the same time, because obviously I've got to adjust the manifold to do that. I want to redo the exhaust and downpipe, because we've been running this temporary, well, ever since the engine went in, I've had a 2-inch sort of temporary downpipe that was put there really just to get. Right, just got the front end off there now. I'm going to start ripping all the radiator and stuff out, and then there's the task of disconnecting everything, which is a bit of a farce because it's all hidden away and stuff, but it ain't too bad. Front end is off, ideal. Okay, we're just going to start getting the drive shafts out now. Pull them two out, and then we've just got to get the engine mounts off, and I'll lift the engine out. The only situation is I really can't be bothered to remove the manifold before I take the engine out, so I'm going to try and do it with it still attached, which could have some issues, as you can't get the transmission mount off without taking the manifold off. So I'm hoping to drill the bolts out through the chassis, and then from now on bolt it sort of from the other side. I'll weld 2 nuts on the transmission mount and bolt it from the wheel arch side rather than the gearbox mount side, so that I can hopefully just drop the whole engine in and out is one big thing, rather than having to take that off, because trying to get to the bolts on the exhaust manifold in situ is a total farce. Right, okay, forgot to do some videos again. Got the engine on the hoist at the moment. I'm just basically disconnecting everything else that's left, and we're just left with this gearbox mount issue, which is going to resort to an angle grinder in a minute, and a drill. We detach this side, nice and simple, just a case of unbolting it. Right, she's out. Bit of a farce, but I managed to do it with the manifold still attached. Ideal. The gear linkages were an absolute son of a bitch with that in the way. Yeah, not ideal. But it was still easier than getting the manifold off in the car, that's for sure.